What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your daily update on Terra Luna Classic. We're going to be talking what's coming down the line and why I bought some more. Now, if you join my live streams 9 PM GMT every single night, when we talk about Luna Classic, you know exactly what I'm buying. So make sure you tune in. But in order to know that, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Do me a favor, if you are holding Luna Classic right now, turn that thumb blue, push us up in the algorithm and let people know about Luna Classic, because it's always going to help the community. Now, taking a look at Lunacy, we saw this really strong breakout up into the 9.2s. I honestly thought we were heading back to that 3.01 level, but we did then see some significant selling pressure. Now, we've seen a good bit of money coming in on the money flow indicator here. Nuclear RSI was trending at 66.52, has come back a little bit, which can be a reasonably good sign. We have seen a pretty big sell-off in the market, particularly around Ethereum. We need some big liquidations, but Luna Classic has stayed pretty solid, up 2.19% on the day. We know the market corrected, but the market up about 3%, just under 3% today. So Luna Classic staying with the same trend. But this positive news, we do see some strong movements up here. Now, we're always going to see this. We're going to see this as we move through the kind of year and into 2023, particularly with Luna Classic, where people will look to exit their position, but equally people are going to look into getting into this. There is some insane gains potentially to be made, and we're going to take a look at some of them. Now, just want to recap on what is coming. So we know we've got 5 days until the staking delegation is re-enabled. Remember, this is for the validators, not particularly for the retail investor to start with. Currently 71 projects are on the Luna Classic blockchain, and Luna Classic price, like I said, 4089, and so far 3.072 billion Luna Classic tokens have been burnt. Remember, this on-chain burn mechanism is not here yet. Now, taking a look where we are, we're seeing the market cap increase. We are seeing it outperform Bitcoin currently based on what we see on CoinMarketCap. Volume, however, 30.1 million. I mean, it's a small number in the grand schemes of it, but still down 20%. But actually, you think about that, 30.1 million is absolutely an insane number. Now, what have we got coming? So we did get this from Zaradar back in the frame with the Terra Rebels, and he was asked a question. It says, if you have time, could you possibly break down the USTC cap as far as how it works? When does it go into effect? What is the cap supply, and whatever else would be important to know? So here's why this is important. This stops a cap, or stops an just minting of tokens. So it says USTC won't have a cap. LunaC, however, will have a cap, which means we'll never be in the same situation we've been now, where it can be forced or driven or manipulated in order to just mint coins. It says, since the LunaC was created by selling USTC, it makes sense to allow the overflow to bleed back into USTC. And this is probably the first real indication that there is a desire to repeg USTC and to create a working link between USTC and Luna Classic. It says, as it will speed up the burn process by a factor of times 50,000 or more. That's right, 50,000 times faster on the burn, with it being selling USTC and linking those two back together. Don't remember exact number, max calculated, but it is significant. It says, also a point worth mentioning is that LunaC cap was actually introduced in 3.5.6.8. Swapping was never disabled with a vote. So overall, the swap code in version 23 alpha is just re-enabling that which was disabled with the cap proposed in 3.5.6.8. So actually, it's already been worked on. We could see this in version 23. So some big news. And I think there is a huge play in USTC. What that looks like, it'll never be an algorithmic stablecoin linked back to Luna Classic, but I'm sure there is some level of link between the stablecoin, and we know stablecoins are probably going to become regulated. We know there's going to be much more scrutiny put on these stablecoins, and then equally they open the doors to Luna, and there's loads of people talking about Luna being a potential, but right now, obviously on this channel, we talk particularly around Luna Classic, but that desire to link the two back in just tells me the real ambition of the Terra Rebels and what they want to do. Now remember, Zaradar has got links back in with Terraform Labs. They've created a community where they can kind of support it, because ultimately the TFL still hold the keys a little bit, and anything that is modified on the blockchain, yes, we can implement code, which we have done. We're still having to go back to Terraform Labs, but overall, pretty exciting. We are seeing little breakouts, we are seeing some nice spikes, and then we are seeing some sells. So still a ton of potential, I think, in Luna Classic. And again, that's why I keep adding to my position. It's 3 or 4 times a week. When I see a dip, I buy, because long term, I think there is a real potential with this. I'm talking 6, 12, 18 months. The big test will be over the next 2 weeks. We're 5 days away from staking and delegation reward increases. And then we get into about September the 16th, where we see the burn tax. And the big question, will Binance implement the burn tax? Lots of people are talking about it. We're going to be digging into that in some detail in tomorrow's video, so make sure you subscribed and stay tuned for that, because it's going to be pretty exciting. Who says 1.3 burn tax might be the Binance one, 1.2 back into Luna Classic. But I will see you tomorrow for that video. Take care, everyone.